So in today's lecture, we are going to see the variation of g, that is acceleration due to gravity with latitude and rotation of the earth. So what is latitude? Latitude is an angle made by radius vector of any point from the center of the earth with the equatorial plane. So here angle theta is your latitude. So suppose if there is a point P on the surface of earth, so we will make a radius vector from the center of the earth, which is point O, and the angle of equatorial plane. This is the equatorial plane, and this is the radius vector, and this angle is nothing but latitude. So if the body is at equator, then theta is 0, and if it is at pole, theta is 90. So at this point theta is 0, at pole theta is 90, at this point theta is 0, and at this point theta is 90. So latitude changes from 0 to 90. So let the motion of a mass m at a point P. At point P there is a mass on the earth. It is shown by the dotted circle with center O dash. The point P is rotating in this circle and the center of that circle is O dash. Let the latitude of P be theta. If this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. And the radius of the circle be r. So we will write PO dash is equal to r, and angle EO and P, this angle is theta. E being a point on the equator. So if this angle is theta, then we will say that OP and O dash is also theta. So applying the formula of cos theta in triangle OPO dash, we will write adjacent upon hypotenuse. Adjacent is PO dash and hypotenuse is PO. Is small r divided by capital R. Capital R goes another side of the equal sign. So small r can be written as capital R cos theta. So the formula of cos theta is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So we have applied this formula here. So the centripetal acceleration for mass m directed along PO. The centripetal acceleration, we have seen that in your chapter number 3, r omega square, and we know that small r is equal to capital R cos theta. So r omega square cos theta, that is the, and the component of this centripetal acceleration, that is PO, towards the center of the earth is a cos theta. So the centripetal acceleration towards the center of the earth is a cos theta. So instead of a, we will put r omega square cos theta into cos theta. So that is r omega square cos square theta. Now part of the gravitational force of attraction P acting towards PO It utilizes providing this component of centripetal acceleration. Thus, the effective force of gravitational attraction on M at P can be written as mg dash is equal to mg minus mr omega square cos square theta. Now we will take m as a common, so we will write mg dash is equal to m g minus r omega cos square theta. This m and this m get cancelled. We will get g dash is equal to g minus r omega square cos square theta. So we have got this equation g dash is equal to g minus r omega square cos square theta. As the value of theta increases, cos theta decreases. Therefore, g will increase as we move away from the equator towards any pole due to the rotation of the earth. Now, if you are at equator, then the theta is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So we will write, we have this equation g dash is equal to g minus r omega square cos square theta. So this is 1 square. So we will get 1. So the effective due to gravity is minimum at equator as there is a reduced by the maximum amount. The reduction here is g minus g dash, that is r omega square. So since we have g dash g minus r omega square, so we will take this from another side, so it becomes plus and g dash here. So radius of the earth, this value is constant, and the angular velocity that can be written as 2 pi by t. T is the time period of rotation of earth, that is 24 hours. So if you will convert it into second, 24 into 60 into 60 second. So we'll get angular velocity is 7.275 into 10 raised to minus 5 per second. So this is the effective acceleration due to gravity. Now at pole, the value of theta is 90. That means cos theta is 0. So this whole term becomes 0. And we will get g dash as g. There is no reduction in acceleration due to gravity at poles. And due to the rotation of the earth at the poles are lying on the axis of rotation and do not revolve. So we have some values of acceleration due to gravity. As latitude is 0, the value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.780. Then when the latitude is 10, as latitude increases, the value of acceleration due to gravity is 0. This is on equator and this is on pole. So as we will move from equator to pole, if we are moving from equator to pole, the value of g increases, and if we will move from pole to equator, the value of g decreases. So this table contains some values for fixed value of latitude, that is theta. So thank you student, thank you very much. I hope you liked it. I will catch you next time. We are going to learn about the gravitational potential and potential energy. So what is potential energy? Let us understand it first. So potential energy is nothing but the work done against a conservative force acting on the object is equal to increase in the potential energy of the system. Now, in order to understand this, let us see this example. The object is lying on the surface of earth, and this object is experiencing a gravitational force in downward direction. But if you will not displace it from its position, then there will be the force, but there the displacement is zero. So we will say the work done is zero. In first case, the work done is zero. So therefore, change in potential energy of the system is also zero. Now suppose if you will move this object through a certain distance, say the displacement is 1 meter, and if the displacement is 1 meter, this object is experiencing a force, gravitational force in downward. So we have done some work. So the change in potential energy is du1. Now if we will move this object, and now the total displacement is 2 meter, so the work done is large, therefore the potential energy, the change in potential energy is also large. So what happens here, in first case there is no work done, so there will be no change in its potential energy. And if we will do a small work done, so there is a small change in its potential energy. If we will do the large work done, then there is a large change in its potential energy. So whatever work we are doing of on this object, that work done will be stored in the form of change in potential energy. Here du is the change in potential energy while displacing the object through dx, and f being the force acting on the object. So if we are doing a large amount of work done, that means its potential energy or change in potential energy is large. And if we are doing a small work done, that means the change in potential energy is small. So whatever work we are doing on the object is responsible, and it is stored in the form of increase in potential energy of the system. So now let us see this derivation. Expression for gravitational potential. Now work done against the gravitational force Fg in displacing an object through a small displacement dr appears as increase in the potential energy of the system. So the force is acting on the object while he is on the surface of the earth is Fg, that is the gravitational force, and we are displacing the object through certain displacement dr. So F into dr is nothing but work done, where F and dr are in opposite direction. So change in internal energy will be negative sign. Now suppose for a displacement of object from initial position Ri to final position Rf. Now the object is being displaced from initial position to final position. So the change in potential energy can be obtained by integrating du from initial position to final position. So we are doing the integration of FGdr. Now we know that the force of gravitation is gmm upon r square into r, where r is the unit vector in the direction of vector r, and negative sign appears here because r is from center of the earth to the object, and fg is directed towards the center. So what is r? R is say, from center to object, and gravitational force Fg is in opposite direction. That's why we will write a negative sign. This is the direction of vector r. So now if for earth and mass system. Suppose there is a earth and one mass is situated on the surface of the earth. So the gravitational force is gmm upon r square dr. So take the constant sign from, or the constant term from outside this bracket, this minus and minus sign becomes plus. Now taking constant outside the integration and integrating dr upon r square. Now what is integration of ri to rf dr upon r square? So we will take r square from denominator to numerator. So ri from rf is r raised to minus 2 dr. So we have the formula of integration x raised to n dx is equal to integration n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So similarly, we are doing the integration r raised to minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1, that is r raised to f r raised to I, from rf to ri. So we write rf minus 2 plus 1, or first let's solve this power. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 upon minus 1 from rf to ri. So we can write minus r raised to minus 1, or minus 1 upon r from final to initial. So we can write 1 upon minus 1 upon rf minus minus 1 upon ri. So we can write 1 upon ri minus 1 upon rf. This is the integration of ri to rf dr upon r square. So we will put this integration here. So we are getting gmm upon 1 upon ri minus 1 upon rf. So this is the change in potential energy, which is correspond to work done against a conservative force. So let's move to the next topic, next slide. So the absolute value of potential energy is not defined. It is logical as well as convenient to choose the point of zero potential to be the point of zero force. If there is a zero force, then the potential is zero. So for gravitational force, such point is taken as r is equal to, this point should be chosen as the initial point. So we are choosing initial point as infinity, so that initially the potential energy is zero. So initial potential energy is zero at r is equal to, and the final position is obviously the point where we need to determine the potential. Suppose this is earth. Initially the object at a distance of initial point is infinite, and if the initial position is infinity, then force is zero, then potential energy is also zero. Now we are supposed to bring this point from initial position to final position, and at final position the distance is r from the center of the earth. So we have the formula of gravitational potential energy, gmm, 1 upon initial minus 1 upon final. So initial position is infinity and final position is r. So we'll write the change in potential energy is minus gmm upon r. So this is the equation of potential energy of object at any point at distance r. So what will be the change in potential energy of a body of mass m when it raised from height re above the earth's surface to 5 by 2 re above the earth's surface? Re and me is the mass of. Now suppose initially the object is at a height of re and the radius is also re, so the initial position is 2 re and this object is raised from initial position to final position, that is 5 by 2 re. So the total change in potential energy can be written as gm me 1 upon Ri minus 1 upon initial position is 2 Re, final position is 2 by 5 by 2 means 2.5 Re. Now cross multiplying this bracket, so if you will cross multiply 1 upon 2 Re minus 1 upon 2.5 Re as 2.5 Re minus 2 Re divided by 2 Re into 2.5 Re. So 0.5 Re divided by 2 into 2.5, that is 5 Re square. This one Re and this one Re cancel. So we'll get 0.5 upon 5. This is 1 upon 10 Re. So while after solving the bracket, we are getting 1 by 10 Re. So instead of this, we will write 1 by 10 and the change in potential energy is GMME 10 Re. So this is the change in potential energy of the system. So thank you student, thank you very much. I hope you liked this video. I will catch you next time.